Hello, and welcome to the SAF Magazine podcast. I'm your host, Anna Simet, and you have tuned in to our final panel preview series for the North American SAF Conference and Expo, which is highlighting speakers from the show being held in Minneapolis next week, September 22nd through the 24th. And for this series, we have been chatting with some of our panelists and previewing what they plan to discuss during their panel discussions. Today, we have with us Jack Roback from Antora Energy. Jack, hello, and welcome to the podcast.
Hey, Anna. Yeah, thanks for having me. Very much looking forward to next week and happy to give the crowd a little preview beforehand.
Yes, us too. It's coming up so fast. Jack, why don't we begin by having you tell us a little bit about yourself and Antora Energy?
Yeah, absolutely. So I am the Director of Business Development with a sole focus on biofuels for Antora Energy. Me, myself, I come from petrochemicals, oil and gas, actually did a little bit of EV charging. So I've kind of seen a lot of different aspects of energy. And Antora really is this unique technology and company that's stepping in to me right at the perfect time. So we make thermal batteries, and these batteries are, say, different than the electrochemical ones that you're used to, the one in your iPhone or laptop. We still take in electricity, but we actually discharge heat. Could be steam to an industrial facility. And what that allows us to do is step into large industrial processes and provide an alternative way for that heat to get to that process.
Okay, got it. I have to say your website is really cool. What is it? AntoraEnergy.com, probably. I was on there earlier.
That's it. You'll see some great graphics of the technology and some of the upcoming projects that we have and the team. It's really from our three founders down through the people executing. It's pretty world class.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so Jack, for those newer to the SAF industry, can you talk a little bit about the role of ethanol producers in moving this sector forward?
Absolutely. So SAF, especially as we move into the future, the HEFA pathway, if you will, the way to convert these bio derived products into jet fuel has been the dominating technology. And as we move forward, we're going to need new sources of jet fuel. Could be from bio-derived products like corn to ethanol. Could be from waste products. Could be from e-fuel. I mean, there's a bunch of different stuff. It's all very, very exciting. But where ethanol comes in is it's this great fuel that's been used in road transport and is known and is transported and has production facilities. And as over time, road transport electrifies in various ways and capacities, different locations. There's this ready-made industry and fit when we talk about alcohol to jet or ethanol to jet, depending on who you're talking to. So being able to not just improve these facilities right now, but into the future for a very, very hard to decarbonize sector is something that can be immensely valuable, across the world.
Perfect. Well explained. So in order to participate in this market, ethanol producers, they have to significantly cut their carbon intensity or CI scores. That's where decarbonizing process steam can come into play. So can you tell us a little bit more about this?
Exactly. So within an ethanol process, there's a lot of different things that go into that carbon intensity. There's the carbon associated with growing the corn and moving it to the facility. There's carbon intensity associated with the production process itself. And then ultimately, through the actual burning of the product. Where Antora fits into that process is at the production facility of that fuel. So if you can think of a normal ethanol plant, it needs a lot of heat. And that's almost always provided by either natural gas or sometimes even coal. And how Antora fits into this picture is for those facilities, we come in and bring our thermal batteries and provide the steam from electricity. And when pairing that electricity, either with renewables behind the meter or with renewable energy certificates, really we all make sure that we qualify with whatever regulatory program the customer is trying to sell into. But when we do that in the right way and with the right purpose, that steam is then generated in a zero emission fashion. And that flows through to the carbon intensity of that ethanol, and then ultimately to sustainable aviation fuel as well. Our technology is providing clean steam. It can also work in facilities that generate renewable diesel or SAF from HEFA process, or alcohol to jet or ethanol to jet. Biofuels is one of it's a key market. It's an area we're super excited about, but there's lots of industries where this actually fits in and can provide the heat in various different ways.
Super interesting. So during your presentation, you're going to give some examples of real world applications of producers integrating thermal batteries to lower their CI. They say seeing is believing. Can you give us a preview of any of the case studies that you plan to talk about?
Yeah, within the presentation, we'll go over the technology and also some of the applications that we have where it's going in and making a real impact. So we actually have our first project, that large scale project that will be coming online here shortly. More details to come on that, but it's not a pilot scale or bench scale or anything like that. It's a real impactful project, and it's doing it economically, which is the most important thing within all of this.
Mm-hmm, right. Okay. My final question is, Jack, you're also going to talk about financial and market impacts. What will you focus on there?
Yeah, for financial impacts, when you're a ethanol plant, a renewable diesel plant, a SAF plant, you are trying to do the thing that's most economical and also managing capital budget, a maintenance budget. Where Antora tries to make this as seamless as possible is we come in and build, own, and operate our systems, and then provide cost competitive steam. So it's a very compelling narrative. It's something that we're very excited to be scaling as we move forward. Climate solutions and low carbon solutions are something that we think has been needed within this space. We're super eager to be providing something that is causing such a big impact for their customers.
No doubt. Super interesting and exciting. I don't want to give too much away about your presentation, Jack. Is there anything else that you want to add before we wrap things up?
I don't have any more specific previews, but I would say, look forward to seeing everybody there. At Antora, we're super excited to be putting ourselves out there and talking about this technology that we've created. We think SAF and biofuels is such a phenomenal application, and it can go beyond that. But really, we think about creating these relationships with customers, with producers, with the industry at large, and putting ourselves out there to be this partner to create this ecosystem that is needed to really scale a solution that our world has been asking for, been clamoring for, but maybe hasn't quite gotten to the level that a lot of folks want. And we think we're a huge piece within that, and are excited to meet everybody in person.
For sure. It's so important, I think, to be at these events and connect and, actually meet in person. I'm sure looking forward to the SAF conference and your talk, Jack. And thanks so much for coming onto the podcast.
Thank you. See you next week.
Yes, we'll see you next week. And to our listeners, learn more or register at safconference.com. Hope to see you in Minneapolis at the Convention Center, September 22nd through the 24th. Thanks so much for listening. Until next time.